Welcome to Perspective. Today we're exploring how to dismantle our enemies without a single word or action against them. Applying Stoic principles, we'll walk through 7 strategies that allow us to overcome adversaries by focusing on our own growth and inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies not in confrontation, but in the mastery of self. Let's explore these principles and learn how to rise above and neutralize conflict without engaging in battle. Chapter 1. Channeling energy into self-improvement. Why waste time and energy on enemies when you could invest it in yourself? The Stoics encourage us to focus on personal growth over petty conflict. By putting all your efforts into self-improvement, you render adversaries irrelevant. Each step forward distances you from them, creating a gap they'll find impossible to bridge. Channel your energy into setting and achieving personal goals. Instead of responding to negativity, focus on skills you want to develop, books you want to read, or projects you want to complete. The pursuit of excellence isn't about proving yourself to others, but proving yourself to you. When you're committed to your growth, distractions fade. Enemies lose their significance when you're too busy leveling up your own life. This shift in focus is transformational. As you evolve, you may find that old conflicts no longer matter. What once seemed like a significant issue shrinks in comparison to the vastness of your potential. By concentrating on self-improvement, you dismantle enemies by leaving them behind in your pursuit of a better version of yourself. Chapter 2. Embracing indifference to insults. Insults only sting when we allow them to. According to the Stoics, it's our interpretation of an insult, not the insult itself, that causes harm. Marcus Aurelius suggested that when someone speaks ill of you, remember that it's their perspective, not an objective truth. When you internalize this concept, insults lose their power over you. Start by redefining how you perceive insults. Instead of taking them personally, see them as reflections of the speaker's character. If someone calls you weak, for instance, it might reveal their insecurities more than anything about you. Indifference is a powerful tool. By choosing not to react, you disarm your enemy. They expect a reaction: anger, sadness, or frustration. When they're met with calm indifference, they're left empty-handed. You can practice this by visualizing yourself as a rock in a river, with insults as the water that flows around you. The rock doesn't attempt to stop the water. It simply allows it to pass, unaffected. When you adopt this mindset, insults become background noise, unable to disrupt your peace. In embracing indifference, you effectively neutralize those who attempt to harm you with words. Chapter 3. Harnessing the power of silence. Silence can be louder than words, especially in a world where people feel compelled to respond to every slight. When faced with an enemy, responding with silence can be a powerful statement. Stoicism teaches that silence can reveal much about a person, often more than words ever could. When you choose silence, you deny your enemy the satisfaction of knowing they've affected you. Silence leaves them with nothing to work with, forcing them to confront their motives and insecurities. Moreover, silence provides you the space to reflect and consider your next steps without pressure. This approach not only preserves your peace, but also amplifies your power. Practicing silence is challenging but worthwhile. When someone attacks you, take a breath, stay quiet, and observe. By saying nothing, you assert control and prevent the situation from escalating. Your silence can become a mirror, reflecting the antagonist's actions at them. Over time, you'll find that they're left with no choice but to step back. In silence, you hold your ground, demonstrating strength through restraint and wisdom. Chapter 4. Choosing virtue over victory. The Stoics believe that true victory lies not in defeating others, but in living a virtuous life. Virtue, to the Stoic, means aligning with values like honesty, courage, and integrity. Rather than focusing on overcoming an enemy, concentrate on staying true to these principles. In doing so, you achieve a level of personal triumph that no external opponent can diminish. This focus on virtue provides a compass. When tempted to engage in petty disputes, ask yourself, will this action align with my values? By choosing virtue over the desire to win, you elevate yourself above the conflict. Adversaries who attack you only make your commitment to your principles stronger, showcasing your resilience. Virtue also serves as a shield. Enemies can't tarnish what they can't touch. By embodying Stoic values, you become untouchable, insulated by a reputation that speaks for itself. Even if someone tries to discredit you, their efforts will fall short against the evidence of your consistent action. Choosing virtue over victory allows you to win the battle by refusing to fight it, staying true to who you are, and inspiring others to do the same. Chapter 5. Letting go of approval seeking. Enemies gain leverage over you when they sense you care about their approval. The Stoic way is to let go of this need entirely. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we're not here to please others, but to live by our value. By relinquishing the desire for approval, you break free from their hold. Living without the need for external validation is liberating. Focus on self-respect, which comes from living in line with your principles. When your sense of worth doesn't depend on others, they lose any influence over you. If someone attempts to control you through criticism or flattery, their efforts are in vain. You're anchored in self-assurance, and their opinions become irrelevant. Practice by setting boundaries and staying true to your goals, regardless of outside opinion. As you let go of approval seeking, you dismantle your enemy's control. You're free to make choices that align with your values, not their expectations. This autonomy ensures you win without a fight, as they can no longer sway you from your path. Chapter 6. Elevating yourself through integrity. Finally, the best way to overcome enemies is by living with unshakable integrity. A life of virtue and honesty is a fortress that no external force can penetrate. When you commit to integrity, you gain respect and credibility that transcends any adversarial effort. Even if someone tries to bring you down, they'll find no cracks in your armor. Living with integrity means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. When you maintain this standard, your enemy's attempts to tarnish you will only highlight their flaws. Integrity builds a legacy that speaks for itself, rendering their attacks futile. The Stoic path is to focus on what you can control, your actions, your words, and your intention. When these are aligned with integrity, you rise above any conflict. By committing to integrity, you destroy your enemies by making them irrelevant. They may try to undermine you, but they'll find themselves powerless against the strength of your character. With integrity as your guide, you're victorious without needing to engage in a single confrontation. Chapter 7. Mastering emotional control. Our journey begins with emotional control, the foundation of Stoic philosophy. Emotions like anger, hatred, or resentment are your enemy's tools to provoke you. The key here is to detach and observe these emotions without letting them dictate your action. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harm." This mindset doesn't suppress emotions, but lets you see them for what they are: fleeting and often irrational. The more you react, the more power you hand over to others. Emotional control allows you to reclaim that power. For example, if someone insults you, your first instinct might be to respond angrily. But choosing to pause creates space for a rational response instead. Imagine observing your emotions as if they belong to someone else. In doing so, you diminish their hold over you. Building this skill requires consistent practice. Next time you feel anger or frustration bubbling up, take a few breaths and delay your reaction. With each delay, you reinforce your inner calm, and soon provocations from your enemies will fail to disturb you. Emotional control is the armor that makes you untouchable, allowing you to dismantle adversaries by denying them access to your peace. Outro. Thank you for watching Perspective. These Stoic principles remind us that victory isn't about defeating others, but building an unassailable character. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more insights into Stoic philosophy and how it can help you rise above life's challenges. Stay true to your values, stay strong, and remember, the best way to overcome is to live so well that your enemies have no power over you. Until next time.